a lot of times the church wants to veer off from those conversations. So it's like,
Yeah,
now
do.
I got to get it from this because ain't nobody else talking about it.
I'm thankful for hip hop. I'm thankful for Christian music. I'm thankful for the community I have, because being plugged in was one of the biggest reasons why I'm still here right now.
Just can look in my eyes, you can tell that I'm already. You can see the fire inside.
For the longest time in my walk, I was walking confused because there's so many different Christians saying this is the right doctrine, this is the right doctrine, and then all it is. So now you hear a gospel of grace, then you hear a type of preaching that is with pitchforks. Then I had Messianic Christians. I admit, man, I was starting to get shaky for a little bit, bro. After being molested, after living a life full of sin, doing drugs, being the only child, having all these things going on in my mind, not knowing how to take discipline, being put on medication at a young age before my brain's even fully developed. December 17th, when I got locked up, I told God, I was like, I ain't gonna wait on you to get me out of here. I want to show you that I'm willing to make an effort first. I'm gonna put in some work.
This guy, huh? Dude.
Because tonight will be the night that I'll fall for you.
Because tonight will be the night that will fall for you.
Bro, did you get that off Sheen?
This right here? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the same one.
For real?
Yeah.
Bro. They be doing it big, brother.
For real.
I love it, man.
It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too, man. I'm ASAP Preach. So I'm your conscience. I'm war ready. And how are you doing? Well, I already know how you're doing, but
I'm doing great.
People.
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
Yeah, man. I thought you cut your hair, bro.
Nah, I didn't cut it, man. I got it still long back here. I just wear it in a bun all the time because it gets annoying being in your face.
Oh, yeah, I feel you. Definitely. Definitely, man. I'm figuring it out now, bro.
I'm figuring it out. Like the constellations and my heart postures, just post it up where it needs to be.
Exactly, man. I wrote a book, ASAP, as soon as possible, Divine Glory. And you should pick up the book.
Man, I love it.
Yeah, man.
I've showed a couple of people of your videos, man. Some of my friends, and I was like, hey, because I'll kind of like mimic what you did. With like the youth pastor thing, and they'll be like, I was like, bro, there's this funny guy, dude. He's awesome, and I show him your videos. And so I've showed a couple of people. I showed my wife and everything. It's funny. You're a comedian, man.
I appreciate it, bro. I really gotta bring Prophet Elijah Bartholomew back out to the streets, man. He's gotta tell some people some things, man, for sure.
Right. So where are you from? You're from Georgia, right?
Yeah, I'm from Georgia.
The first pastor that I went to church and I got saved, he was kind of like a father figure to me. He was from Georgia, and he was out here in Texas. He was a mighty man of God, bro. He played a huge part of the beginning of my walk, man.
A lot of preachers. I definitely see the attack on, church in general, pastors, and it's so crazy. Have you heard, I don't know, it's like some new thing that people are saying. Like, first it was like, I'm not a Christian rapper, and I guess that's more debatable. But when people say, I am not a Christian, it's like, no, because I don't want to identify with religion. It's like, bro, I think we differentiated that.
I ain't never heard nobody do that yet.
Yo, I've heard a few people, and it's like, I don't understand. Even in our church, we was like, whoa, hold on, brother.
Yeah, it's starting to get so weird now in Christianity. Like, for the longest time, in my walk, I was walking confused because there's so many different Christians saying this is the right doctrine, this is the right doctrine, and then all it is. So now you hear a gospel of grace, then you hear a type of preaching that is with pitchforks and you're going to hell if you don't repent. And so I didn't know where I could find my balance because I had all different types of friends. Then I had Messianic Christians that were like, you got to keep the Sabbath and obey every single Torah law. And if not, then you're not really like you're not really a Christian like you're supposed to be or whatever. And then it even boils down to conspiracy theorists with flat Earth and all of that. And so like it got to a place in my heart where recently I had to like I heard a real doctrine, a real true gospel, and it broke chains off of me of being confused. And so I was able to be like, you know what? Let me look back in the scriptures and see what Jesus was like and what he's called me to do. And what that was meet people where they're at and love them and not count people out and things like that. So like God really broke that judgmental, man, coming for your neck type of mentality because I needed to work out my own salvation with fear and trembling and stop worrying about everybody else's salvation when at the same time I'm dealing with some confusion right now on what doctrine, foundation am I standing on because it's getting shaky nowadays. There's these new age type Christianity where now like you don't hear none of these conspiracy theorists 20 years ago, but now you're hearing them out of nowhere because of YouTube and internet and all this stuff, and they getting all this information and all these theories and like, ideas and ideologies and stuff. So it's getting confusing. So I admit, man, I was starting to get shaky for a little bit, bro.
That's a big thing in the Christian music industry space where people will, like, they might get signed to a label or they'll be presented as this type of artist. Now it's a brand, now it's a business, and then they lose their faith because they never really had the faith like that to begin with. But they made some Christian music, people liked it, and now they're they get to a point where it's like, oh, wait a minute, now I'm questioning things. And they don't have time to go question and study and try to figure out per se. They have to, hey, we got to keep this business going. Where's your next song, I don't know exactly how it is, but that's just, I had a conversation with a producer and he was telling me some stuff like that. There's some real truth getting spoken on these podcasts. And what's so crazy, I'm starting to realize like, yo, some of these people aren't even Christian and they're saying stuff that's in the Bible. You know, and it's like, yo, life shows you that the Bible is true. Because you can look at these other channels, because I do my research just because some people try to stay away from those conversations and it's too much for their mind, and that's fine because I was there, but I kind of felt like I feel way more comfortable diving deep into it and letting happen whatever happens, because you're always going to be fearful of what you don't understand. So it's like, let me understand. So now it's like, I don't just talk to somebody I disagree with and, push them to the other side. I mean, unless they coming for the kids, like obviously, like, nah, bro,
Right.
we gotta fix that. The kids are the priority, you feel me? So it's like, there was this video on the whatever podcast. Some people see it, some people know about it. But
yeah, I seen it. I like what they're doing in that podcast because they're standing up for like morals and like, Christian morals. And they're kind of like just breaking these worldly mindsets down to realize, hopefully they're making these women like realize like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like I what I'm thinking is really not intelligent. To see people that are bold enough to like see through them, and see what's really going on. Do you like that podcast?
Oh yeah,
I don't watch it all the time, but I've watched a few episodes, and some of them are funny.
They were like, would you rather be with the oldest woman in the world, or would you rather be with trans? Somebody that looked like a man that looked like Megan Fox. And he was like, I would rather be with the oldest woman in the world because then I wouldn't be gay, right? And then she's like, no, you took it way too far. I was like, yo, I don't know what the deal is. If it's I mean, I know the universities have a lot to play in it, but it blows my mind. You know, a lot of times the church wants to veer off from those conversations. So it's like
Yeah, they
now I
do.
got to get it from this because ain't nobody else talking about it. When you're in ministry, it's like I feel like people are afraid to be like, look, I'm about to be real. I'm about to hurt some people's feelings today. Not intentionally, but
Right, right,
here
right.
it is. You know what I'm
Yeah, here's
saying?
the truth. We ain't swaying from it.
Yeah, and that part's missing. Like I don't. Oh, I
Yeah,
was gonna say this when I first saw it. When I first see these even like Fresh and Fit and whatever podcast,
yeah,
first thought was because you see like a little clip, even Canvas Samuels. I was like, bro, they tripping. They this they. I was like, nah, that's not. They emotional. They doing too much or whatever. But then you see the full context. You're like, oh, I'm mad too. I see why he. I see why he. Even though I don't agree with everything the way they handle it,
yeah,
but I was like, hey, you get more understanding once you see like
definitely.
you don't think that people will say stuff that's crazy. Like with, Black Lives Matter. I'm not like obviously I'm not a supporter of the organization. Like, are there some issues within this area of people, whatever? Like, yes, but then when people brush it off and say, well, it's y'all's fault, and then when they say it's this person's fault, it's like I just feel like even in that conversation, there's balance to be had, and it's not so
Yeah,
like I'm definitely for like bringing up all the statistics with the crime rate and stuff, but not to say that it's y'all's fault, to show like what's actually going on, But I'm also
mm.
not a fan of the victim mentality either.
I do feel like back in the day when, obviously when African Americans were like, enslaved, is that I think that, I really hope, and I wasn't around at this time, I would hope that there was a place and time where, the African American community felt welcomed at some point, because like if they're still battling with that, I still feel like there is a place where, when we're seeing like racism through the police system, is that, white people do need to unite with them and let them know that, hey, we're with you on that, certain topics and certain things that are going on that are unfair to you.
Yeah.
When it's continued to be emphasized over and over and over, it can build so much bitterness and anger in the African American community to the point where they can become racist on top of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
so I've experienced racism from black people too. I've seen racism in the white community. I've seen racism in the Mexican community towards white people. Like Mexicans are kind of like just so laid back with their racism that it's kind of, they're not really serious about it. You know what I mean? But they'll just easily joke about it and nothing will ever happen to them because they're just, I don't know. We show empathy towards the Black American community, but at some point I would like to see the human race just come together and just love each other and walk this thing out in unity, because as a human race, what God created us to be. Thank God that we broke out of that slavery thing. That thing is over with. That time of deception on earth is completely over with, where we're having people enslaved. And yeah, there's still like different types of slaves that even me and you could be a victim of slave right now, like with the government and everything. But like, thank God that that's over with. But I really hope that the world, every race of human race, comes together and just walks this out and figures out how we can move on in this earth. We only have one earth. We're all living together. And for me, I love all races. So if we could all come in that mindset, be like, you know what? I love you. I'm not going to judge you about your color or your skin. And we could just move forward in that. But, there's just people out there that are so full of sin that they're always going to be that bad taste in somebody's mouth. Like if there's a white guy out there super racist right now that shows that he does not like black people or Mexican people, then he's gonna put a bad taste in their mouth when they look at me now.
True.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so, like, if we can just kind of get to a place where, people are living in sin, it's not always a skin issue, but it's a sin issue. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And
Yeah.
so if the world could find just Jesus, this whole thing would be cured. And the real Jesus, Israelite type Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Not Israelite type God, but like the real Jesus that loves you, every single person, the Jews and the Gentiles. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like if we could find that, then I know that the world could work. But man, even in the last days, it talks about how like these type of things are just gonna continue to happen. But and when it comes to like the Black Lives Matter movement, yeah, I don't rock with the movement of Black Lives Matter, me
Yeah.
personally, because
Yeah.
the leadership involved in it is horrible. I think Black lives do matter. I think I think every single person's like, I think an ant on the ground outside matters. Since I was growing up, I'd see a little ant in my bathtub as a little kid, and I'd be like putting it up there, like little things, like life
Wow.
matters, you know what I'm saying? And so, but when it comes to like the leadership of from what I've heard, that the leadership of the Black Lives Matter movement, the people don't even really care about black people. They just taking all their money, all the donations and all of that. So I'm not gonna get all into it like that, but I
Yeah.
don't agree with that type of stuff.
This lady told me, she said, I don't know why white people get so mad when we talk about what race Jesus is. Like they want him to be white so bad. That's what she told me. I was like, yeah, he's obviously white. Get over it. And she looked at me like, I was like, so you mad too then? I said, don't nobody know what race he is. What you talking about?
Yeah, I me I felt some like insecurities when talking to black people sometimes
Hmm.
when I'm with black people and I talk about their like just black people in general to them. I don't know why, but I get very nervous. African Americans can, not all of them,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of them can get real sensitive. And so, like, when I say African American, I'll say African American. I won't even say black at some point. It makes me feel sometimes uncomfortable even talking about anything when I'm with black people to even say anything on them
Yeah.
because it will make me feel like, you know, I'm being racist for even saying anything about black people.
I'm
And
mixed and I
so,
don't know what word to use.
yeah,
Everything
like,
could be offensive. Just like, all right, well, now it's like,
yeah.
how do you identify now? The black person, how do you identify? I'm African American. I'm not African American. I'm American. Oh, it's wonderful. Great.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
trying to, you know what, George, can I talk to you? Like at this
Yeah,
point,
George, right?
jeez
Human,
Louise.
human, man.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's like that, other races can say white people this, white people that, all this, but like it's gotten to the point where white people are almost scared to even call black people black, African American, trying to say be completely as proper as possible because, you want to show respect to an extent and you don't want to like, you don't know what they've gone through. You know what I mean? So you're trying to be mindful as possible. All these thoughts are coming in your mind. You're like, man, I don't even know what to even think now. I don't even know how to even communicate sometimes.
And the language keeps changing. So it's like, bro, like 2 years ago, this word was fine. Like, oh, the blacks. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. You don't say that. I was like, okay. The African Americans. It's like, don't say that either. I was like, okay, well, let's just not say anything. No, no, no. Don't you dare leave us out of this conversation. I was like,
Yeah. Bro, when I was growing up and I was all black friends, bro. I had all black friends. They all gave me the pass to say the N-word back in the day.
yeah.
And it
A
was
lot of
never,
white people said it. And a lot of white comedians, like,
yeah.
it wasn't a
It
big
wasn't
deal.
yeah, it wasn't a derogatory way of me saying it ever.
Yeah, if
It
you
was
say it the
just
right
homie.
way, you know what I'm saying? Usually
Yeah.
people cool, but yeah.
Yeah, it was homie, with my boy, you know what I'm saying? But like now it's like I'm over here confused to even say black people now. Let me just shut up here in my mind while I'm thinking, talking
Yeah.
to these people. Let me just shut up and just listen.
I think that's like what they talk about when like Christianity, we're so nice, so we don't fight back when people disrespect our religion. But then, Muslims, Islam, they would definitely like, yo, like they'll come for you, so nobody wants to make fun of them. So then
Yeah.
they say, oh well, Christians are just like, like I think Andrew Tate said this, like he would rather be Muslim because they'll fight for their religion. They're serious
Yeah.
about it. In Christianity,
Yep.
they're too nice and da 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 da.
Yep.
So what do you think about that?
I think it's the same thing, bro. Like, I believe that like Christianity has gotten to a place where like that's why it's easily mocked. It's easily mocked because like, there's through so much time, obviously back in the day when we would like actually burn witches,
Mm,
you know what I'm saying? And like kill people over like not but like that was the Catholic Church, you know what I'm saying? Since then, we've gotten to a place where, we've been just like Joel Osteen it all. You know what I mean? Like we've just taken on a mindset of Joel Osteen, just gonna be nice. And
God's gonna give you a blessing that you'll never
yeah,
want to give back.
yeah. If you get punched in the face, it's all right.
Turn the other
Turn around.
cheek.
Turn around. You're
Turn
fine.
both cheeks.
Turn both cheeks. Give them your money.
Give him your money, honey.
Yeah. So like it's gotten to a place, but I do feel like there are parts in Christianity where we put our foot down now. Like
Yeah.
I am tired of certain things that are coming into the church that we just allow. I don't like to see a lot of the homosexual scene in churches. Like that frustrates me personally in my spirit
Mm,
because I'm fearful of what it does to children. In the cartoons, like I can't even watch what I grew up on that is, still worldly. TV's worldly in general, you know what I
yeah.
mean? As Americans, as the world, we watch television, we look at screens and we get information from like videos. So having that just all over the world right now is just very fearful. And so at some point I'm like, bro, like I have to kind of go militant, in my stance on this. I'm talking about the agenda, but when there's like a person that I have to deal with personally, I will try my best to show a level of grace and meeting them where they're at in person. If it's an individual coming that's homosexual, whatever, I'm going to show them love because I want them to feel the peace and joy and healing that they can get from Christ. I don't want them to see me as a person that's pointing the law to them and judging them. We're only supposed to actually judge people in the church and
Mm,
love the people outside of the church so they would be able to see because there's so many people that don't know what true love is outside of God. And so there's ways to boundaries and things that I have to approach in certain ways to be wise. But man, I am very against homosexuality of what's gone to and certain things, pedophilia, murder music, people, all this type
oh
of stuff.
yeah.
There's so many things I can come against, right? And I'm gonna go militant towards the murder music too, like the community trying to kill each other off of drugs and guns and all that type of stuff. So like, I do think it's a time where we speak up against this with a loud voice. Not saying, hey, you're going to hell because you're doing this. If you was to show somebody why, then instead of saying don't do it, then they'll have more of knowledge on reason and a reason to stop doing it themselves. Like you can't just tell a kid this thing right here is hot. Well, they don't know what a little baby or whatever. They don't know that it's hot. Like, what is hot?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? I have to touch it to find out. Oh, dang, that's actually that'll burn me. Things in the community. What can it do for you? If you're being homosexual, what's going to happen is, man, you're not going to have any kids. You're going to be taking somebody else's kids if you want to even have kids. You're not gonna have a legacy. That's something God called us all to have, is to be fruitful and multiply. Doing drugs, what does it do? It kills your mind. It could mess up your mind so mentally that you don't even know how to communicate with people anymore, or even be able to hold yourself stable in your own mind, mentally unstable. And so, like, killing somebody, you destroying somebody's life and ruining their family, that's not even good. Like, would you want that to be done to you? No. So I think that's a good way to approach these topics, is trying our best to communicate why it's bad. Because some people are so ignorant, they have no idea. They have no idea. They're just so ignorant out there. And then some people do know the truth.
I definitely agree with everything you're saying. I mean, we got to the point where we can't even be bold and just speak honest and just say, hey, this is a sin. It's clearly in the Bible. You will not inherit the kingdom of God if you love this more than you love God, right? Like they ask this question, hey, is homosexuality a sin? Will you go to hell for this? As a way to mess up people's careers because they have a business and they're promoting this to everybody. So they don't, I don't want to lose my tolerant, my progressive fan base. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. That's why it's kind of difficult. I feel like if you're not independent, it can be harder to just be honest because you're like, oh, this is my livelihood. I think a lot of the TV show hosts even don't really believe a lot of the stuff they're saying, but it's like, yo, this is your livelihood. You have to read what they say or give up the money.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think that's a true thing, man.
Yeah, true thing, bro. Because this past Sunday, the message I go to Gateway Church, here in Texas, Pastor Robert Morris, he had Dr. Phil come up before he went up and preach.
Oh,
I had no idea Dr. Phil has broke away from Hollywood movie set. He has a studio here now in Texas and is partnering with TBN for his next shows. He's a devout Christian. He ain't gonna say no names, but you can't talk about like God and stand up for those type of morals in Hollywood. So he said that, he's still gonna be Dr. Phil, but Dr. Phil that ain't really having no boundaries when it comes to Christianity or whatever in his new stuff. So I thought that was really cool.
That's how Dr. Phil was in the old days. Oh my gosh, he had me laughing, yo. My goodness. If you look up the lady, she was like obese.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if you seen that video. That video had me losing my mind just listening to him. Like, she was like, she eats healthier than me. And she's like, no, she does not.
No, she does not.
He said, if she eats better than you, when she leaves, you need to stay here. We're going to put you in an insane asylum. I said,
Yeah. Dang.
he ain't even trying to be funny, though. He just speaking facts because he is for real about it. Oh, man.
Not from what I can see. You know how he has that.
Yeah. From what I can see, what in the world is going on?
Right. Kind of hunched over now. Like, he getting old, man. Praise God he's still doing it, though.
But, yeah.
You said that we do this, man, because like I've been like, let's do it more if you want. If you want to ever have me back on here,
for sure,
just chop it up. I'd love to do it, man. I'll do I'm here for you, my brother. I want to support you. I really truly believe in the calling that God has for you in your life doing these podcasts. I'm excited for you. It's just the beginning, man. You're about to God's about to take you to a whole new level with this, and I'm just excited to see it, man. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot.
Your music's fire too, bro. Don't stop doing that. Keep pursuing that. I remember when I used to tap in when you were doing lives and just playing the keys, singing. Yeah. It was awesome, man. I love that.
I appreciate it, bro.
You still doing that for church?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still the piano player in my church.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Just getting better. I love playing, man. I love playing the piano because I can connect with people.
I can't do live performances without music playing. If I was a singer, yeah, that might be different. But since I have to like do one line 30 times to make sure it sounds good in my studio, I don't even want anybody to get a chance to hear what I sound like live with no vocals in the background. It's not even gonna sound the same. Wow. I'm gonna be like my voice might crack throughout the first couple of lines. I'm not trying to do that to myself.
I'm already.
Yeah, just play my song, brother.
just this is a listening party. Y'all didn't know?
Yeah, this is a listening party. I'm my own hype man right now.
Oh man! But I wanted to ask you, like, okay, because you got that TikTok reel. It's like 2.7 million views. That is spread far. When they say, don't pay attention to the comments, that's not what you do. That's not you.
I'm very emotional. I'm an emotional person, a man, actually. Like, I can find myself, I cry before my wife cries at anything. During church, I'll cry from joy. I'll cry from sorrow easily. And then sometimes no empathy. Completely narcissist. Just kidding, but
it's like you put that on the record, hey.
No.
You heard it here first, guys.
Right when I said that, right, I was like, narcissist. No, but
Sometimes I'm
yeah,
insane. You got to watch out for me.
yeah, for real,
Hide
for real.
everybody away from ASAP when I get like
When
this.
when I did that song with Tyson James, that was the first time I did a song like that.
Mm,
A song like coming for the LGBTQ community's neck. I had never had anybody come against me ever in my music. My music's always been praise the Lord, let's vibe, Jesus riding, you know what I'm saying? Some trap Christian music that was just Jesus music, like 116 type, Reach Records, let's stay away from certain topics type of music. And I didn't intentionally do that, but it was just, this stuff that God was putting on my heart. I enjoyed making music for just the fun of it.
yeah.
And so when I did that song, I had no idea what was about to happen. I had no idea that it was going to go viral. I had no idea of the responses I started getting. I had never experienced persecution
Mm,
in my life. And so when I experienced that, I had no idea how to respond. So I started to respond very emotionally in some of the comments to the point where I was like, they would say, I'm whack. I'd be like, your mom is whack. Like I would like literally go in there and say that and just become a Christian that wasn't like bowing down to someone's hateful comments.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
That's funny.
that having that community come against me
Yeah.
really built up a lot of bitterness in me. I'm so grateful God snipped that type of mentality in the butt pretty quick because it was affecting my mental health. Having to deal with this community and big like I started to hate the community.
Mm,
I started to begin to be so bitter towards them, and I had to continue to remind myself that it's not a battle of flesh and blood, but spirits and principalities.
yep.
And then God was like, "This is not what I've called you to do." In the form of this cocky rap song about gay people. Yeah, you're talking about real stuff, but the way you're releasing it and delivering it is not the way I've called you really to do that. And that's what he's been doing in my heart lately is like there has to be an approach that way that he's called me to do it. And and so if I'm going to express how I feel nowadays towards a homosexual or whatever, I do not want to have the blood on my hands and be that Christian that they said, I hate Christians because of this guy. I hate God because of this guy. I hate Jesus because of this guy. And so I want to be more careful on the way I approach certain things because I don't like the fact that I started to fall back into anger and bitterness towards a certain community. I don't like having that in my heart. It makes me so heavy, makes me depressed at home. Kids don't even like being around me because I'm looking at my phone, seeing all these comments and then responding to them. They're making me angry. I don't want to put myself in a position where I hurt another person like that, to that point. And then I also don't want to put myself in a position where I pretty much steal my own peace by making decisions to do songs like that. So if I'm gonna do a song like that next time, yeah, I might talk about pedophiles or something like that, but I'm not gonna blatantly make a trap song people vibe to that is just like kind of hateful to an extent. It could come across hateful in a way. I just gotta be very wise what I'm
Yeah.
doing with my music. You know what I mean? I'm sure that I could have a conversation and win men. I could probably win so many homosexuals over to Jesus through just conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I could, man. I have the gift to really just empathize with people, and that song is definitely not going to have a homosexual be like, you know what? I want to be a Christian now. And so I got to be very wise in that. And so I had to repent to God and about way I was approaching that whole situation. Man, I really want to meet people where they're at right now, man. I really want to love on people, let them feel the love of Christ and feel God's goodness because it's the goodness of God that leads people to repentance, and some people will fall away. So be it. That's their choice. But I did my job, and my job on this earth was to love you. as best as I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's powerful, bro. When people preach about, homosexuality in a church,
So
it's my
a lot of
God.
churches don't preach on it. That's the thing. I've been to hundreds
Wow.
of churches, but I'm not saying that they don't do it. But while I was there, they didn't have a message against homosexuality. But they would like teeter tot around the subject and
Mm,
mention and get the crowd kind of riled up, like this is what we stand for, type of thing. And I'd be like, okay, cool, cool. This is my type of church, you know what I'm saying? But like they would never really preach on it. I think it's the same thing. Like, I think it should be preached in the church. If someone's at church, they're being drawn by something, and maybe somebody is dealing with homosexuality in that church, right? They need to be taught about it. They need to be taught about like why it's bad and being preached on God's word. I agree to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever condone any pastor inside church to stop preaching whatever God's putting on their heart. You know what I mean?
I think where people go wrong when they talk about this subject is not necessarily like, yes, it's a sin and it'll lead you to hell. But the
Yeah.
problem, I think, is, like you said, why is very important. Like, you could just say you're going to hell for this, and they don't have any understanding. They might be like, okay, whatever, I've heard this before, and then they don't change. But then when you say, like, my approach to that, my response is like, look, you're focused on trying to not be a homosexual when you should be focused on loving God with all your heart,
Yeah.
because he's the one who can deliver you.
You can't stop being a homosexual by yourself.
Right, right.
You need God. Like if we could become perfect from being sinners, then there's no reason for Jesus to die on the cross for us.
Yeah. And then if somehow you stop being a homosexual, well, that still doesn't mean you're saved. It's like, you think
Yeah.
that getting rid of that one sin fixed the problem? Like, no, you have to love God so much that you put nothing above him. So that
Yeah.
way, if you do fall into something, it was a mistake. It wasn't this is what, like, people say, I choose to do this.
Yeah, and I definitely don't hate the people at all. Like I'm gonna clarify that if anybody's watching this that's homosexual, like
Yeah.
I don't like their attitude. I don't like some people that are not homosexuals' attitude, towards things. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the a way a man should be acting flamboyant and feminine and stuff like that either. I got some type of feminine traits in me to where like I'm emotional at times, but I'm not gonna say I'm like a feminine man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Yeah.
I don't like it because it's not what God has called you to do. That's what only reason why. But I don't not love you for it. I want to portray God's love to you, because I know that He's loved me through my mess, of living in sin, living in lust,
Hmm.
watching porn and masturbation, and He loved me through that. He loves you through whatever that you're going through. And if He can continue to love me after everything I've done, even after knowing God and finding Jesus and being saved and running back to porn and doing that, and if He can still love me like that, then that love is so great that I'm able to love you where you're at, because I know I've seen God's love, I've felt God's love, I've experienced God's love, so I'm able to mirror the love that God has shown me to you, and that's meeting you where you're at, loving you despite no matter what you've done in your life. That because man, it was God's love that brought me to Him. It was the light. It was the welcoming after everything I've done, Lord, and you still have your arms open towards me. Like that right there, like that is what's going to touch your heart if homosexuals or anybody that's living in sin can grasp, if they can think that and just realize that, man, God is loving you after everything. We're not perfect, not even Christian. Biggest Christian that is not perfect. So like, we all desperately need Jesus. And if you feel a love that God has given me and given you too, Ashley, like, man, you really won't want nothing else. That presence, that peace that you get when you just surrender and you
Mm.
throw up your arms and just say, it's just me and you, Lord. I just accept me. And you feel that love. You just don't want nothing else. There's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like feeling, man, I'm right with God. I'm right with the creator of the universe. There's no other peace that's like that. There's no peace of sleeping with another man in bed. There's no peace on drugs, no peace on anything like that. No materialistic thing. I want to see people's lives saved. I don't want them mad at me. I don't want to see no one bitter. I don't want to see anybody upset. I don't want to get a rise of nobody anymore. I really just want you to find Christ's love. And that's having the mindset of Jesus. When Jesus comes back with a sword and he is coming back to show his wrath, that's on him. That's not what he's called me to do while I'm still here and he's still up there giving me a chance to win as many souls as possible.
Yeah.
There are some Christians out there that are really, really just homophobic in the way they approach with their music and not even music, just their life in general on the streets, just like pushing people away.
I just wanted to ask you, because you said, you were struggling with some things, and then I think from our other chat, if I remember, you said it was December 17th, 2017. Yeah. That's when you, I'm bad, 2007. That's when I was like, dog, you've been doing Christian music a lot longer than
I have. 2007.
2007, December 17th, 2007. That's when you really came to God, I think, if that's what you're saying. So if you can,
I really made I really made a decision, and that's really cool that you remember that. That's really cool that you remember that. Yep. December 17th, 2007, I gave my life to Christ. I had a little bit about my testimony is that, I was living a life full of sin and in and out of clubs, being a club promoter. I'm 35, by the way, so I'm old. So if anybody thinks I'm just like 27 and they're like, dang, he must got saved at 7. But no, I wasn't at the club at 7. I'm 35.
7. Doing a DJ.
Right. Right. So, man, I was at rock bottom, man, already at a very young age, and I was rock bottom
at the age of 7.
No,
just very young age.
Like 19. I was living on the floor of somebody's house. The only reason, or their apartment, the only reason why I was even there was because this lady couldn't get out of bed. She was giving me pills every single day, just kind of like feed my addiction. And I'd just sleep on a little pallet on the ground. All my clothes is just right there. And then I'd work right across the street at this place called Incredible Pizza where they got games and like a putt-putt type thing. Well, I ended up in and out of church with my girlfriend at the time. And her parents were like pastors and stuff, so that's the only reason why we would go, and I was struggling. So, the church at that time was like, help. They would help me sometimes. I need to get around. They give me gas money or whatever if I needed anything, food. So I got to experience help from church before I got saved. Through the seed that they were sowing into me throughout my process of me kind of going through some things and me kind of being like plugged into a church to a certain degree that, these people were trying to help me in the time of me being at my lowest point. Like, I think that was a big play in all the seed that there was sowing into me. December 17th, when I got locked up, I just knew I was tired. I was already done with the world. I was sick of it. I could just try to talk to God in there. Everything else was just so fast around me. But when I went to jail, everything slowed down. I ain't got to worry about really nothing. Just, I wanted to get out. And I wanted to get out of jail, but I also wanted to get out of what I was dealing with in my heart and everything, the lifestyle, everything. I wanted out of that as well. And so I asked God, Lord, if you're real, Lord, I'll serve you for the rest of my life. You get me out of this mess. And boom, man. I told God, I was like, I ain't going to wait on you to get me out of here. I want to show you that I'm willing to make an effort first. I'm going to put in some work. So I opened up the Bible. And when I opened up the Bible for the first time, it was speaking to me like me and you. And I was like, man, like, I feel this. Like, it is like, I've been hungry. You know what I mean? Like, you've been starving for so long. You eating that mug up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when I gave my life to the Lord. It's been a lot of ups and downs since then, though, because that's still me at a young age, after being molested, after living a life full of sin, doing drugs, not really having a father figure, but more of a friend in my life, a stepdad, feeling rejected, being the only child, having all these things going on in my mind, not knowing how to take discipline, being put on medication at a young age before my brain's even fully developed, having all of these problems throughout my walk. It took some time for me to like learn things and learn from mistakes and being taught the hard way. I had to be taught the hard way even after knowing God, because I didn't know what it was like to be disciplined. I didn't know what it was like to receive correction. I didn't know how to take any of that. And so when I gave my life to the Lord, he showed me a lot of grace, that's for sure. You know, he didn't expect me to walk up and be strong like a lot of these YouTubers and stuff like that. We didn't have YouTube like around this time. Social media wasn't all popping like that back then. You know, we had like obviously MySpace or whatever around that time, or like Facebook just popped off or whatever. But like it wasn't like being put in the camera, you know, right after getting saved. I'm sure I would have already been a crazy social media type of person. I was on fire for God, you know what I mean? But, you know, I was still dealing with certain things behind the scenes. So throughout my walk, I had to learn the hard way. And I'd never been a person to learn from other people's mistakes. I will now, as I'm a man and I've grown up, I'll take people's word for it because I never did before. And I saw where it got me. I saw where it led me. It led me down a hard path. And so I had to learn from my own mistakes. But you know, throughout that process of life in general, I didn't become perfect. I think life in general is just a big, like, it's just preparing you more and more and more. I bet every single person, like, you could read a Bible 500 times, you still gonna need some things to grow in your life. My testimony shows that we all fall short of the glory of God. You know what I'm saying? But if righteous man falls 7 times, gets back up. Doesn't mean I'm out here living in sin or doing anything like that. But like, you know, it just shows that, you know, we're human. We're gonna walk this thing out day by day. Try our best to be sinless, sinless. You know what I mean? And follow God. And that's the most important thing. And throughout my life was like, man, you know, I got to stay in Christ, and I'm thankful for hip hop. I'm thankful for Christian music. I'm thankful for the community I have, because being plugged in was one of the biggest reasons why I'm still here right now. Plugging yourself into a community of people that will hold you accountable, that will pray with you, that are on the same path as you, is very, very important. You know, yeah, you may be on a narrow path from the big old world, but you got people on that narrow path with you that are walking with you, that could pray with you, that can lift you up when you're going through a hard time. And I'm grateful that, you know, I wasn't scared to plug myself into those type of people, because that's the reason why I'm still here being a Christian myself. It never was me loving God right away when I first came to Christ. I didn't know what love was. How does God expect me to love him if I have no idea what love is? Yeah, he's showing me love and he want to give me a new life, but I didn't know nothing about like that. What does that mean and what does that look like? I had to learn love from God as him constantly forgiving me. More I see the way he moves, the way I see him love other people makes me love God more, because I like to see people blessed.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I don't know how much of this you've put into like your music videos, but that story, those stories of your life, man, that could be like a whole nother. I mean, I don't know if you've done like an album per se of like just your testimony type deal. I know you've probably mentioned it in some songs, but like, have you focused like some? I feel like that'd be.
I've
awesome.
done a couple of songs, obviously, that share about here bits and pieces of my testimony, but never a full album. Usually when I make music, a lot, if you go back and listen to them, majority of my songs sound like prayers. It's the way I kind of make my music. My music just, I don't know what I'm gonna go in there and say. You know, they're pretty much just like, and sometimes I don't even pray before I go in there and do music. Like, why? Because I'm literally praying doing music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of wild how that works.
Yeah, man, you could do a ASAP Preach trapped in the club, trapped in the DJ booth. Ooh, just kind of. I think
I'm
that'll be
gonna have
cool,
you
man.
do that. I'm gonna have you do the album. No one will even know,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna release it as ASAP Preach. I won't even do nothing on it. I want to do that so people will think I sing amazing. And like,
Yeah,
man,
bro.
so good. Like I never even knew. I'm doing my own R&B album. Everybody, y'all go check me out. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
tiniest little letters, you need a microscope. You'll see.
Yeah. Put
You
my
know your
name in
name.
there. Yep.
Yeah,
And you could do like, cause now they got the AI covers, so you could be
yeah,
like, where did ASAP Preach learn how to sing? He doing runs and everything.
yeah.
And they have no
It's
idea.
you. Like we just put my face on top of you for the music videos.
Yeah.
Like the live. I don't know. I was about to say live performance. There's no way.
Hey.
Like some
Hey, bro.
straight up.
Hey, we ready.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we kind of look alike, my boy.
Yeah, don't play, man. We could do that. I could draw some tattoos on me, you know what I'm saying? Grow my beard.
Right.
This is the wild card segment. So just
Okay.
ask like a few random questions and you can answer however you want to.
All right.
So, question 1. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one ability, what would it be?
I think I would health regeneration. Like I could just have good health. Like if I'm sick in any way, any disease in my body, I could just recover. And I could with that ability, I can heal other people.
Okay.
And not only heal their body, heal their trauma.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That would be kind of cool.
So with that, you would pretty much be here until God calls us to go back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
You'd be here for a long. I
Yeah.
mean, well, I say a long time, but we don't know.
If I got blew up in a bomb and only there was a pinky left, I could regenerate.
Golly, that's
You know
that
what I'm saying?
Cell from Dragon
Yeah,
Ball
like
Z,
Cell,
man.
Dragon Ball Z, my boy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I know.
just a little molecule.
we gonna have anime conversations on here in a minute.
For real.
Oh, because I'm all
Turn
into that,
into
bro.
Cell.
What is your favorite kind of music to listen to?
Worship. Love listening to worship music. That's my favorite music to listen to. If we're just chilling, we're driving around, I'm throwing on some worship music. And then obviously my music, my personal music is my favorite music to listen to because I'm always trying to critique myself and get better and grow in that. Gets me more full of myself so that I'm able to go back in there and do another song, pridefully. I'm just kidding, but
I was like, you're against
yeah,
pride, but you say
yeah,
something like that. Great.
but
Oh
yeah.
man,
What about you?
man, if I just had to put something on it, it'd probably be like a soft pop rock or something.
Like some emo.
Probably, dude.
The night will be the night.
Tonight will be the night I will fall for you. When I heard that, I was like, yo. I know this is funny, but where's the song?
That's
Oh,
why I was like, Ocean
airplanes.
Pictures.
Ain't it fun? Yeah. Ain't it fun living in the real world? I just love, hype with some guitar. It just sounds really cool to me.
Oh yeah, there's this new song. Hold on one second. Babe, what's that new song that we listened to? And I was like, man, you've already knew it, but I started jamming it. Fake Love.
Oh, I have heard that. I kind of just downloaded it. That's why I don't remember. Yeah, I love this, bro. I was
Yeah.
listening to all that stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
what genre to put that in, but just, yeah.
that genre.
It's like an emotional determination type of sound that I love.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Like, what are your thoughts on AI like today?
I think there's some good things that can come from it, some fun things, creative things that you can come from it. But I also think that there's some weird things and bad things that can come from it as well. Like the good thing, obviously, is that now I get to like they have a little AI Photoshop type of feature where you can like make
Generate
these
feel.
generate feel. It's
Yes,
really
sir.
dope.
Yes,
I
sir.
love that. And
love
you can
that.
even do that with videos too to make it look like you're in a whole different place.
Yo, every time we speak about premiere stuff, I be thinking, yo, but when are we gonna make these? I say CHH movies, but not necessarily, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But
Have you
man,
seen my video Dead? Probably on an Instagram post, but it's like an 8 minute video of me completely directing a music video of me being kidnapped in my home, being held hostage, being buried, you know, coming out of the buried, hitting a demon with a shovel, turning him over, taking mask off type stuff. It's like a movie, and it's really dope. I would love to jump into more like Christian videos and stuff like that. Because I feel like a capture that's like one of the most like Christian music video films that I've ever done.
yeah, super captivating.
Yeah, with audio, talking, and stuff in it as well, like parts where it breaks off. There's like actually just acting in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna cry about it.
Hey man, we're both emotional. we're both we're both emotional beings, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hold my hand. we just
That's just like
we
crazy.
just cry together at the end of the thing.
That'd be the most cringe thing for us to be just crying. Like, no, just fake it. Just realize it.
Just
You know what I mean?
fake
Like,
it.
what?
Think about the things that make you mad, like being at grandma's.
How do you feel about guys wearing pink?
It depends on how you're wearing pink.
Okay, that's real.
You know what I mean? Like, how are you rocking the pink? Are you rocking the pink like with like leather pink? Like a leather vest that's
Yo,
pink?
babe, throw my pink jacket away. Yeah, what'd you say?
Do you have a leather
Sorry.
vest, like a leather vest, pink, no inside shirt, just like all skin showing, a little, you button it up with three little buttons.
Mm-hmm.
It's leather. That's so gay. We're not, don't wear that.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, it's some men in church, boy. They be dressing flashy, boy. I'm like,
Easter pink is cool too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You wearing it on Easter, you can wear it. I ain't tripping on you. But like, and like you have a suit that looks dope, 3-piece suit, pink. That might be fire.
I know you're talking about light pink, but I think if it was like a hot pink, like, I personally would not wear.
Nah, me neither.
I think it can become a point where it's like, it's giving off.
I'll wear a pink polo, like a light
Yeah.
pink polo. I might rock. I rocked that back in junior high school days.
How do you deal with the thoughts of people that are against you?
I've gotten to a place where I don't want to pay it no attention. Yeah, there's probably people that are watching this live like, I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's just people out there just like the hating culture that we live in right now. Everybody wants to call somebody out. Nobody's perfect, so we got to call you a false prophet. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants to call somebody else. So everybody's looking at, there's a lot of people probably hearing me right now like, I just don't like him, man. Just, ugh. They're probably going through my Instagram right now and my Facebook like,
Yeah.
I just want to say something. I just want to disagree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your hat is so worldly. I deactivate my notifications and stuff and not pay no attention because, for the longest as I didn't know like how to handle that, I would just like think about that and allow what they would tell me and say about me make me almost feel like that's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I got to a point where I can't allow nobody to tell me who I am anymore. I just got to stand on what God says.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't matter how much logic you have in your head about who you are. Those vibes that, like, if you're around like even a toxic person for so much time and they tell you all these negative things about yourself, it doesn't matter what you know. That vibe can get in your psyche. It can get in your mind, and like it can just make you feel like, I was like, I know I'm not a fake
You know
person.
why?
Why is
You
that?
know why? Because there's life and death that's spoken through the tongue and like words and the vibrations of the death that you're speaking upon somebody can really affect somebody. You speak life onto somebody, man, good things can happen. I saw a video of like Even music, like negative music, it was playing around a plant that was like kind of growing and stuff, but the plant died because it was just bad. It was like diseased and stuff because of the bad music. But the plant that they put positive life music, worship music around, it flourished. And so
I saw some stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, so we got to be careful what we listen to, what we pay attention, what we fix our eyes on and listen to, because I don't care who you are, enough of that negativity can affect your mental health. Unless you're Andrew Tate.
Yeah. Then
You know what I mean?
Then you don't cry. You just tears just roll down your face. If you want to follow ASAP Preach, I put his link in the description. I just want to know, like, what do you have planned for the future?
Okay,
as, like,
so I got
music
a
right
couple.
now. And you
So
have some
right now,
stuff out now too. You can.
yeah, so much music out, like 12 albums. I'm in a place right now where I'm really just not trying to get ahead of God. I got some features and stuff that I'm releasing on my platforms. I have like 6 or 7 songs in the chamber that are really powerful that I'm waiting to release in the perfect time and not in a rush. I'm not really in a big mood to go out and film music videos and promote right now. So I'm really just doing these features where I can have help, with other artists coming together and helping me promote on their platforms as well. So in the next, I probably will have another album at the end of the year to drop of all the singles that I dropped this year. That I'll just probably make a compilation of all the songs that I drop on my singles and stuff, and just make an album out of it. But right now, I'm just kind of like just taking it easy and just chilling back. I've been working so hard since 2016 to get to where I'm at right now financially, and I have the ability to take a break. And so
That's a
I'm kind
blessing.
of just kicking back, going down into my garage, working out. Like I want to glow up. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you,
Nah.
bro. Glow up season, bro.
Yeah. So I want to come back. I want to be. I've been working on my diet, my weight. And my weight's not bad. I just got like body fat percentage that I would like to be kind of more shredded
I feel you.
because I'm not in shape at all. Like I really just been taking this really serious in the last 2 weeks. So I would like to see my next couple of months just be nothing but dedication to my body. I don't remember what a healthy body felt like anymore because I've been eating junk food and taking like being horrible with my body the way I eat with exercise all the way till now. I'm 35 and now I'm like, bro, trying to make a decision to change. So I have a lot of things that my body's probably gonna be like, hey, I don't like this, you know what I'm saying? So I got to go through all of that process of changing that.
Yeah, they got some videos where they try to do transformations, and I'm just like, y'all didn't really. Oh, 1 second, my bad.
You like all fade out.
I
The
know some.
all you see is the end.
It's like, yeah. So basically, what we're doing is I hit the wrong button. Goodness. Yeah, man. But they got transformation videos where it's like, all right, nothing really happened. Like y'all really got me excited to see something change. And yeah, man. Did you have any final thoughts before we get out of here, bro?
Like I said, keep doing what you're doing. Let's have more conversations. I don't know if you have my phone number or whatever. We can link up,
Yep.
talk anytime you want. So we good, man. Appreciate you.
Definitely, bro. Well, everybody, if you can like the video on your way out, it helps us, get the video out there to as many people as possible. And also subscribe if you're feeling
Yes,
it.
right.
Hit the bell notification to get notified every time we go live. Yeah. God bless y'all.